Well, hello, and happy Saturday afternoon to everybody. I hope you are having a great Saturday and a great weekend so far. Man, I am super excited to be doing this and super excited to be unveiling what I was just telling my guests, version 2.0 of the Color of Motion. Please, Don. My name is Don Terrell, and I want to welcome you to another great episode of the Color of Motion, where I like to say stories come in all shades. And I highlight people of color and diverse backgrounds in the industry of motion graphics, animation, visual effects, cartoons, and comics. And super excited that you are joining me today. You know the drill. Jump in, throw a comment, wherever you're tuning in from, let me know so I can give you a shout out. Like I said, I'm just super excited to finally unveil the new look of the show. Let me know what you think of the intro, the new studio, the graphics. Just super excited to hear from you. And like I said, super excited to bring it to you. We got a lot of new exciting things planned for the show that I want to tell you about. Make sure that you join our new Facebook group, facebook.com/groups the color of motion. Join me there. We have a new Facebook group that we created. I will be moving the show over there in a few weeks and doing the broadcast over there. But we want to make it an engaging community. We're going to be sharing industry news, a lot of great new things planned for the show. Some of the other newer things planned for the show in the upcoming weeks. The new website will be up and going for the show in the upcoming weeks. thecoloromotion.net. Plan on doing some swag items for the show, shirts, mugs, different things that, we're going to be giving all our guests swag bag, thanking them for being a part of the Color of Motion family. Oh man, Miss Maggie, appreciate you. It's been a while since I've seen you there, Maggie. I hope everything is going great, but I appreciate you tuning in to, like I said, version 2.0. Got some swag items that we're going to be doing. That you're having giveaways, contests that you'll be able to purchase on the website. So that's something that's coming up in the upcoming weeks. New Instagram page. Also, we are going to be moving the show to an audio podcast as well. So you'll soon be able to check out the audio of the show on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, all the audio platforms. So super excited about that as well. So again, like I said, please let me know where you're tuning in from. Say hello so we can I can give you a shout out. But like I said, I'm just super excited to finally be kind of unveiling the new look of the show. As you can see, I spent a little time putting together new system, new audio, new studio. So it's all for you. So I'm excited and hope you like it. Let me know what you think about it. But again, I'll be making sure that I keep you up to date on the upcoming things, new things implemented. But again, please make sure that you do go over to the Facebook group and join the community because, like I said, I will be moving the broadcast on Facebook over there in a couple of weeks for sure. All right. I appreciate you. Like I said, tuning in. Everything's been going great for sure. So I appreciate that, Miss Maggie, tuning in. All right, man. We're about ready to get this rolling. I want to dive right into it for sure. So, my next guest, I am super, super excited to finally bring on. We have been conversing for a while. Like I said, I saw his artwork. It was just totally blown away by his work. So, definitely had to connect with him and bring him on the show. So, super glad I'm had a chance to start a friendship with him and super, super excited that he wanted to be a part of the Color of Motion family. Born and raised in Rome, Italy, and did all kinds of different jobs, joined a university, and then dropped out. We're going to talk about that. He later opened his own business, a juice bar and restaurant, which he sold when he was 29. He then locked himself in his room at home and started learning computer graphics. His life partner was studying CGI at the time, and that's how he got interested. His father died just before selling his business, which was the spark that fueled him for a change. That change started by moving to Spain for a year and rebuilding his life. He then started to get more interesting work coming his way and moved to the UK, and where he worked in the gaming industry. After 3 years, he got a contract in Montreal, Canada, where he still resides, and shifted his career to the visual effects industry. He also mentors at the Think Tank online school. Everybody, please help me welcome my very special guest and friend, Mr. Pietro Berto. Pietro.
Hello, this is
Ah.
for you, man. Give yourself a round of applause, please. This
It's
is all
all
for
for
you,
you.
man.
All for you, Pietro. All for you. And I appreciate you so much, my friend, being on the show. How you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations for
Thank
your kick-ass setup. The lighting is neat, the new camera, new look. It looks very fresh. It looks very nice, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, I spent a little time putting it together, but it's all for the guests and all for the viewers. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And like I said, we're gonna like I said, you have an interesting journey, and we're gonna dive right into it. And I was kind of curious, what was that thing about your father's passing that kind of made you want to really fuel you for a change in your life? I mean, you were doing things, but were you not happy, or were you felt like you just needed to make a shift, or what?
Yeah. Well, you pretty much said the whole story, so I have nothing to talk about now. What shall I say? But no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, back in the days, I was doing an everyday job, and owning your own business is kind of draining. I believe many entrepreneurs and business owners can agree with me.
Yeah.
It's like a creature that you need to feed every day. You don't have any holidays. You always have something on your mind. So it can be rewarding. I I I I had my little wins here and there, but yeah, it wasn't really the thing that I loved, I think.
Hmm.
So growing up, I didn't know these kind of jobs in the industry, such as in gaming or in the movie industry. And I realized only very late, as you said, when I was 29, I made the shift. So I started quite late in the industry. And in my youth, my father was always an old school man. So I didn't really dare to tell when I was little to my father I wanted to join art as a living.
Well, were you
So
doing art though while your father was that something else that you kind of just did on the side, or you had no kind of artistic inclination until you made that shift?
no, not at all. I mean, I wish I could say I started drawing when I was 2 years old and stuff, but no, I didn't. I was kind of a dickhead when I was younger, and I have completely different interests. I was really into sports, into having fun until I was 20 something. So yeah, of course, I used to like comics and drawing when I was a kid, like every other child. And yeah, I used to draw some X-Men stuff with my neighbor's kids, and we used to do little contests. But yeah, just very, very for fun.
Yeah, yeah,
I was a little bit of a nerd, I must say, in my when I was 13, 14, 15, and I really loved online games. So I was really into Team Fortress, Counter Strike, and we used to do tournaments online. And there were like European contests. We had our own little team. And I remember once when I was 14, I think, we used to do a lot of LAN parties. I'm sure not everybody must know what a LAN party is now because it's quite old school. But and of course, I had my huge chunky computer. It was like a tower computer. And of course, the LAN party was in a different city. I was from Rome, and the LAN party was like in Milan or something. And I remember me and a friend of mine, a little kid, we dropped onto a train with our PC on our shoulders, literally bringing the whole tower to the LAN party. And it was so heavy. I have no idea how I did that. And I have no idea why my parents allowed me to do that. Like go with a full computer or just with another kid to another town and on a train. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Well, I'm
I was
curious.
that nerd. Yeah.
I'm curious. You said a minute ago that you weren't sure your parents or your dad was kind of old school. What did they kind of encourage? Did they encourage you to do like a business type of entrepreneurial thing, or what was it that they kind of encouraged you to do or be?
Well, first of all, we are talking about 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I am 36 now. So right about when I was to choose what to do when I was 17, 18, the options were join the army or go to university. That
yeah,
was pretty much it.
yeah.
And hell no, I didn't want to join the army for sure. I wanted to have fun. Come on.
So, what'd you go to the university to study before you dropped out? What were you
I
studying
went,
at the university?
it was kind of a new address with no meaning at all. It was kind of communications and stuff. I thought it was kind of interesting, but as soon as I joined, I realized it was a bit of everything and was leading me nowhere, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I just kept doing it because I was that young. I had other interests. I didn't know what to do, to be honest. That was the real reason behind it. So I just thought, yeah, I'll try to do this, and my parents will be happy and see what happens next. So I must say I didn't have a hard childhood. Everything was fine.
Yeah.
My family was fine. So yeah, maybe I took it too easy. Yeah, for sure. But I must also say that these kind of professions, they weren't really advertised back then, especially in Italy.
Hmm.
So I had no idea that I could get a job in gaming or in movies. I had no idea of this industry, this world. So if I knew back then, I mean, if in education, in primary, secondary schools, they started telling us that these were options too,
Yeah.
I would have thought about it. Of course, every kid loves video games and stuff, but none of us had idea back then that you could do this. It was
So
kind of niche, of course. In Italy, it's still very small the industry. That is the reason, of course.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we had to move abroad.
So what was the reason? What was your kind of reasoning for starting a juice restaurant bar? I mean, was it just, I don't even, where did you get
Yeah,
that
that's a good
notion
question.
from? And how long did you do it before you sold it?
Well, one of my first jobs was bartending.
Okay.
So I did that like for 10 years in bars, discos all around Rome and all around Italy. And I pretty much thought that my life would be from that back then onwards, like in entrepreneur, like in restaurants, in bars and stuff like that. I was pretty good with people. I'm a very social person,
Yeah.
so I like to be around people in a team, having my own team. And yeah, I kind of thought that was my way. I also done many other different jobs. uh, I've been a lifeguard on the beach,
Yeah.
waiter. I've been a waiter even in the States for a brief period.
Yeah.
Yeah, I moved to LA for like a few months, but all I wanted to do was just go snowboarding at Bear Mountain. So that was the reason why I went there.
So,
And yeah, I just thought that was my way.
yeah.
And I picked, I had an opportunity and I took it. I had
Right.
the chance to build my own
Yeah.
place with my hands and some contractors, of course. And so I started from the ground up and I had the chance to have something mine. I had a loan from the bank, and that was it. It has been going on for 5 years, I think, 5 or 6 years. And yeah, it is very challenging to have your own business.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, what was it that, I mean, you had initially kind of had an interest in, animation and CG. What was it that your girlfriend was doing that really sparked that? Okay, this is what I want to do, and this is what I, want to lock myself in the room and learn to do.
Mhm. She always studied cinema. She's always was into movie making and cinema itself. She graduated, and after the graduation, she also had to face a choice: what to do next, cinema itself, or go into the new art form such as animation, VFX. And she decided to join a 3D generalist school. And on the first day of the presentation, I drove her there and I attended just the presentation, just the first day of the
Yeah.
school. That was it. It worked. It was a good presentation. Yeah, yeah,
We must have been inside. It's
yeah,
got you going there. So, are you pretty
yeah.
much
Those buses.
self-taught? I mean, you locked yourself in your room and you taught yourself. So you didn't go to school for any type
No,
of
no, no.
CG, or you just?
I still had my business at the time, so I
Oh,
couldn't
okay,
join any school.
okay,
So for the first year, since I decided to do that, I still had my business, and I
okay.
used to practice at night
Gotcha,
and in my spare time. So yeah, I didn't do much in those days, to be honest.
gotcha,
Just
gotcha.
work during the day and study practicing art, sculpting during the night,
But
and that was pretty much it.
you didn't go to school or a formal trade like your girlfriend was going. You didn't
No, I
attend
wish I
school.
did. I wish I went to an art school. I
Wow,
would go today if I had the chance. To be honest, there
wow.
are some very good traditional art school in Florence, in Rome.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'd love to do that, even
yeah.
today.
Wow. And that's
Yeah.
amazing. And you guys and I'm going to do that now. Show some of your work because it's amazing that the quality that you do on what you and it's a testament to what you can learn on your own, giving yourself the time to sit and do it. But we're going to show some of your work, which is what caught my attention. It's just totally amazing
Thank you.
what you do, and I'm always just so you can see. So everybody take a look at his work, his modeling and texturing. Do you do all the textures yourself, or
The color textures, yes, I like to paint those by hand. But the fine details, for example, the pore details
yeah?
that are borrowed from a service which is called XYZ texturing.
Okay,
So we basically apply a sheet of like a skin on top of my face,
Got you.
and that's it. That's how we get pores. But yeah, you can also do manually. Yeah,
Yeah,
there are some
I've
artists that like to do it manually, but
manually.
of course it takes even longer. I mean, to do something realistic, it takes quite a while, and also the rendering itself. If you're not using a render farm and your computer is an average computer, it might take just for a single frame. It might take 8 hours.
Yeah, and this was the one that, like I said, really caught my attention. I was like, "Holy
Yeah, I
mackerel!"
love this guy.
There's some fine detail there, and a lot of hours spent teaching yourself. Did at some
Hmm.
point, because I know some people can get kind of, discouraged or frustrated with, just teaching themselves the software and just the skills. And some people need that in schooling type structure to really
Hmm.
learn. Did you find for you it was hard, easy, or challenging? Kind of teaching yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth it, of course. And I am the kind of guy that likes to have a proper mentor, a guideline. Yeah, I'd like to have that, but I didn't have the chance at the time, both because it was quite expensive and I had my own stuff going on.
Ah,
But yeah, so that, I mean, that was my only option. So
it's
thank you.
Camila. That's his girlfriend for everybody. It is my fave, Emmanuel. Like I said, that's how long did it take you to do that?
To I mean,
To
since I
to
started
No,
studying
that
my.
that particular model.
Oh,
The
okay.
How long did it take you to complete that particular model?
I do this kind of works in my spare time,
Uh
like
huh.
after work in the weekends, and sometime I leave them for even a month. So yeah, it feels very good to disconnect for a while on
Mm.
your job and come on it a little bit later on with fresh eyes, a fresh perspective, and so you can see a lot of mistakes. But yeah, it can take 3 or 4 months.
Mm. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's kind of time consuming. If you want to nail a realistic look, yeah, it is time consuming,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. And like I said, I think that's what fascinates me and really impresses me about modelers that can really get a uh, really realistic look on a model and make it look really good. Like I said, another guest I had on, Mr. Michael Clancy, was just awesome 3D modeler that can model humans and make them look good.
Hmm.
Is that the type you enjoy doing, or is it you enjoy just doing that for fun, or would you enjoy doing that for film um, type of thing?
Yeah, first of all, I love Michael as well.
Amazing.
His work
Yeah.
is dope. And yeah, this is what I like to do. I like to do realistic stuff. I mean, I like every kind of style, character stylized, realistic creatures, monsters, animal. And yeah, but I had to start somewhere. So I figured back in the day, let's better start with characters, with anatomy,
Hmm.
and that's the foundation for me. And eventually, I'd love to do creatures only.
Mm.
But yeah, I will eventually get there. But for the time being, yeah, I love doing this kind of characters. And especially during the lockdown, in this past couple of years, I mean, of course, with the good and bad, I had the chance to connect with so many people,
Yeah.
and you too, of
Yeah.
course. And but so many artists, entrepreneurs. I had the chance to talk to so many interesting people that have different kind of projects. So I kind of widen up my vision a little bit. Also with the NFT stuff going on right now,
Yeah. Yeah. It's really big.
yeah, that's pretty huge, and that's a big shift in the industry. I mean, it's kind of a new industry itself, But I mean, what
Yeah.
applied before to traditional art now applies to digital too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's kind of mind blowing, and it has given us the opportunity to evolve too. And I got to know so many different artists and styles as well, which I'm not a huge fan of contemporary art,
Mm-hmm.
but even though I'm not, it helped me to have a visual library a little bit more um richer than what
Yeah.
I had before.
Yeah.
So I was kind of ignoring that side of the art world before, but this revolution, it got so interesting that I started to look into other people's stuff, what is hot right now, what's going on. So, and of course the first reaction that people have when they see for how much some NFTs are sold
Yeah.
is, whoa, seriously, this shit went for so much.
And I'm
But
still, like I said,
yeah.
I know a little bit about it and kind of been following it a little bit, but I know like Beeple, he's like the
Mhm.
big thing in NFT, and I guess what really kind of kicked it off. But that
Yeah.
kind of, like I said, I guess I was one of those ones that was like, wow, somebody paid millions of dollars for
Hmm.
if it's a digital art. But like I said, it's opened it up for so many, so many people. I have a friend now
Hmm.
who does 3D, who's been selling his 3D models on like an NFT site. So, like I said, it's really opened it up for a lot of creatives, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the people that are giving value to these pieces are the people, are
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
And if we give value to something, hopefully it's gonna keep the value and grow.
yeah,
Like Bitcoin. If people weren't buying Bitcoin, it wouldn't be at this price today.
yeah,
So yeah, it is very cool. And what's even cooler is that these kind of artists are becoming collectors themselves.
yeah.
So in a certain way, they're giving back to the industry, like purchasing other artists' NFTs. And this is so cool. This is a very cool aspect of this industry,
Gotcha.
which is supporting each other. And of course, yeah, it's a cool thing to do. I would do the same.
Yeah. So is that something that you're planning on doing kind of in the future? Maybe, putting your artwork on NFT and designs on NFT and trying to, go that route a little?
Yeah, I thought about it for a while now. And yeah, I think I'm going to give it a shot. I have something almost ready, I think. So maybe in a week or two.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
But yeah, I'm happier just to be part of that community. That I don't envision myself getting rich anytime soon with the NFTs, because I mean I don't have such a following and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a cool community to be part of for sure.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I'm curious. What do you think? Your father kind of passed away before you kind of started getting into this. How would you feel your father would think about what you're doing now and just kind of direction your life is kind of made?
Hmm. I hope he knows, but I think we will be happy. Yeah, I think, and yeah, I would like to say him. I told ya. See,
Oh man,
I don't have to be a lawyer or a doctor. See,
it's rare. Like I said,
I'm sure he's laughing too. I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure he's super super proud of you as well. But it's interesting. Like I said, it's a split between a lot of parents that kind of they see their child has talent, but they're kind of not sure how it's going to translate into a life that's going to support them
Mhm.
or this and that. And then you got some, like I said, that are real supportive and really do, try and push it. So for their
Yeah.
child and encourage their child. So it's always good to see. So what made that shift from 3D to visual? So visual effects, you're doing more like uh, After Effects stuff,
No, no,
or
no.
like
I'm still doing characters.
characters. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty much what you see on my portfolio is what I do professionally too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, I do characters and a bit of creatures, modeling in general,
Yeah. Yeah.
character oriented. Yeah,
Um,
and in movies and TV shows now. I've
okay.
been doing it for gaming. I mean, I started as a freelancer. My first gig was as a freelancer, so from home. And I used to do both a bit of TV shows and gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So I was working for this small American studio, which it was called Second Chance Games and VFX. And we used to work on Sleepy Hollow, the TV show,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah, a few others. And that was a nice start because the guys were so nice. They helped me a lot. I got to step into the industry, so I'm very grateful to Vic, which was the founder and owner. And they were so honest. And as I told you before, I always was so lucky to have had very, very nice lead or managers. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Got you. Got you. So, what do you feel like the the biggest thing that you've learned so far in your journey, and in your skill set that you've acquired?
Hmm. In my skill set, I'd say uh, talking and behave with people. I mean, human. I mean, for me, the most important skills someone can get are human skills,
Yeah.
and yeah, being around people. Maybe I had my own way of behaving with people before. I always been super happy, maybe too much at times, and yeah, that could be annoying sometimes for people of different culture, different countries. We are not all
Yeah.
the same, of course. And doing this kind of job gave me the opportunity to travel a lot, to see different places, different cultures, and to integrate more. Especially coming here to Canada as a European, you come in here as an immigrant,
Yeah.
so it is a step different from home. Of course, in Europe, I can pretty much work wherever I want without any kind of visa or any kind of document.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is a European Union, so it's much easier.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so for this move, this was the first time I need to face the point of view of an immigrant, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, so how
And
is? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go
Well, I
ahead,
was
go ahead.
gonna say, how is the industry different from Rome, Italy, and I mean, do you feel like the industry supported you enough that you could have stayed there and worked at a lot of studios? Was it growing there? Or obviously, there's a lot of studios in Canada and there's a
Mhm.
lot of studios here in the States. Do you feel like Rome, Italy was starting to grow, or was that too limited in what you were looking to do?
Yeah, back 7, 8 years ago, it was quite small, the industry in Italy. It is kind of small now, yet. But I think, I mean, I've never worked in an Italian studio, so I cannot really have a voice
Yeah,
talking about it. So it's just my perception. I think I always thought the industry is quite small. There are some studios that are growing. I mean, we have Ubisoft Milan, which is a nice one, and a few others. But yeah, the industry is quite small yet. Now Netflix, I know it's investing,
yeah,
and some Netflix production are being worked in Italy too, which is very nice.
yeah. Netflix is getting all over the place. I have to say.
Yeah,
I have to say.
yeah, yeah. They're moving a lot. Yeah, they shake the industry pretty much, especially now with
Yeah,
everyone at home.
yeah,
So, but there are other countries in Europe that are really ahead in VFX for the UK, which, I mean, London have the amount of studios
Yeah.
London got. I mean, that's mind blowing, and the opportunities you get there are out of this world, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a huge hub worldwide, not only European.
Yeah.
So, and that's where I had my opportunities. I first, I the first time I moved was in Spain, but I was still freelancing when I moved to Spain. So I just moved there, to start over, to reset. I pressed the reset button.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's start over. Let's move to Spain. I was in Valencia, and we loved that time. We were living in a barrio, in a block where there were always parties going on in the streets. The people are so happy, always smiling in Valencia. And we worked from home for 1 year or so,
Mm-hmm.
still from my first studio. And then I had my first opportunities in studio in England, in Nottingham. Because yeah, I always wanted to join a studio. As I told you, I'm kind of a social person. So after a while, I feel the need. I need to have someone around me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
that's always the best situation because I mean you can always communicate, but I think it's something about you know having somebody sitting right next to you or across from you that you can bounce
Mhm.
ideas off of so quickly.
Yeah, you need to kick a friend or do something.
Well, obviously your life is totally different from kind of where you kind of started. Mentally wise, do you feel like you're in a better place, just emotionally wise, of doing what you like to do now as opposed to what you felt you
Mhm.
needed to do then?
Of course, there is never the perfect job or the perfect place.
Yeah,
So yeah, I love what I am doing now. So for the first time, I feel I'm doing something I love, which is very rare. I mean, for everyone in every industry.
yeah,
And I don't think I would enjoy so much being an entrepreneur or having my own
yeah,
whatever
yeah,
shop, restaurant, or anything. So yeah, I love so far what I'm doing. I don't know if I will be able to do this lifelong, till the end,
yeah.
because it's quite stressing, especially in the VFX industry. The pressure is quite high sometimes. I mean,
Mm,
there are up and lows, but of yeah, we are dreaming of a house of a farm in some hills, or I don't know, a quiet life, far from the city. After a while, that thought kicks in.
yeah,
The older you grow, yeah. But yeah, for so far, this is okay. What I'm doing now, I
yeah,
feel I am in the right place right now.
yeah. I too.
Then other things will come along
Yeah,
later.
yeah, yeah. So, what do you feel like uh, to this point? What's been the best piece of advice that you've gotten that kind of sticks with you?
Hmm, that's a hard one. You have to send me these questions beforehand.
I like these spontaneous questions there. I mean,
Oh god.
like I said, either personal or professional that somebody's given you that, like I said, you kind of fall back on, every
Yeah.
once in a
My,
while.
I mean, my mother was always supportive of taking my own choices, especially when I was a big older. So it's always a big move when you choose to change career,
Yeah,
another life ahead. But I must say, my mother was always supportive of the choices I faced. So she always told me, "Do what you feel is right, and it's gonna be fine."
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, other than, I mean, my own family, I must say I never got like huge. I mean, the best advice I've got is no advice at all. So
Mm,
I had the chance to take my own way, my
yeah.
own choices.
So was it scary? I mean, were you hesitant about making that step from what you were doing into this,
No,
or was it just
no.
wasn't a
There is no time for hesitation when you're over 30.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it was something I really wanted. So yeah, there wasn't time for hesitation, and just head on I went into it, and no regret. And I'm happy for my choices. I'm happy on what I did. I'm happy on where I am.
Got
Yeah.
you. Got you. Well, like I said, you enjoy doing lots of different type of things. Um, any one thing that kind of is a dream project or a dream thing you would love to kind of sink your teeth into to do?
Professionally,
Yeah, professionally. I mean,
hmm.
you said you wanted to kind of start doing creatures and or things like that. Is there any kind of one thing that I really would like? That would be a good challenge. I think I would love to do.
Of course, in our job, as far as character art goes, especially in the movie industry, the more realistic, the better. So we are always aiming for that level of photorealism that you cannot detect when you watch a scene.
Yeah,
We have some we have seen some huge progression with Gemini Man with Will Smith, and they did an amazing work on that. And that's one step further, of course. And but yeah, the level of details, the technicalities that goes into this research and development of characters, that's exciting because also in the real time world we're doing huge steps ahead.
yeah, yeah,
So both ways, I mean, wherever I see, of course, we are as technology, as skills, we are moving very, very fast.
yeah, yeah. There's some
And that's
amazing.
exciting itself to see where we land, where we are
Yeah,
going. I'm glad and I wish I can be part of that. So every big project for me now it's a win,
got you, got you.
and I love to be part of that and bring forward the technology and the art itself.
Yeah. So what new thing that's come out or new movie that's come out that you kind of like or that that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. I mean, that you and your girlfriend enjoy watching or and seeing and
Yeah,
saying,
you
"Oh,
have,
that's
of
pretty."
course. Yeah, yeah. We are big fans of Christopher Nolan.
Ah, yeah.
So every one of his movies is a hit for us. Animation wise, of course, Soul I think was the best of
Mm,
this year and the past year. That was huge. That was beautiful, man.
yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah, we love that one.
yeah,
The story and the art, the attention to details, and yeah, in every aspect, it was great. Yeah.
yeah. You're starting to see. We're starting to see, which I love. We're starting to see a lot more diverse stories and content start to come
Mhm.
out. Like I said, I don't know if Soul was like you said, Soul was a great one.
Mhm.
Um, and I always give kudos to Netflix because they're just gangbuster in the head with putting out so much
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh, we
But
we had Luca too. So I had
Luca,
my chunk of Little Italian Story to share.
yeah, like I said, you got so many different stories coming out. Raya and the
Yeah.
Last Dragon was another
Hmm.
great one. Like I said, just um, Over the Moon was another great one. Like I said, you just got so many different content creators and different people now coming out telling so many different diverse stories
Yeah, that's
that
nice.
make so much engaging conversation. Like I said,
Hmm.
Luca, I haven't seen it yet, but the animation just looks amazing. um,
Yeah, it's very nice. Also, I saw the interview yesterday of the director himself, and he's from the region Luca is located, and it's in northern Italy, and yeah, it's really nice. I
So,
really felt some Italian vibes there.
so you
Yeah,
felt,
it's really to see something, a project this big
yeah,
that brings your culture on. So yeah, it's nice.
gotcha. So do you see more? I mean, how do you see that progressing in moving forward in the future? I mean, more studio. Obviously, a lot more studios are starting to really push diverse
Mhm.
content and
Mhm.
characters and things like that. I think that was something that we always craved, but now in the light of things that have been going on, you're starting to see a lot more diverse
Mhm.
contents come out. Um,
Yeah, I think Disney is doing a huge job towards this end. Yeah.
yeah,
So and of course the Disney is the biggest chunk of this industry. So it is a good thing that they're shaking stuff, they're moving stuff. Yeah.
yeah, 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 for
So
sure.
it's nice to see different kind of content, different stories. We also got a lot of South American cartoons animated now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's nice to see different cultures, and yeah, you also keep learning. It's a learning experience for the youngest, and for us too, for everybody.
yeah. I've been connecting with a lot of African
Mm.
animation, the industry over in Africa, animation industry over in Africa is start. And like you said, I think even Netflix is starting to have a division there that started to crank out, African stories and promote
Hmm.
animators and studios from over in that region as well.
Hmm.
So it's really that's why I love this time because, like I said, it's really pushing a lot of great content. And like I said, I've had the pleasure of not only you, but connecting with so many different talented people in the industry that's putting out great content.
Yeah. I connected with so many different people as well from different cultures, and African too. Many. There are many artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mostly connect on Instagram and on some VR platforms. And just going back to it with NFTs.
Yeah.
Right before this interview, I was in a VR room. I don't have
Mm,
a headset,
yeah.
a VR headset, but I just display it on my computer and I can navigate. These are the virtual reality rooms where they're doing expositions now of works. They literally put works on the walls of this room,
Yeah.
and we can walk in with our little avatars and get to talk to each other, and you can customize your little avatar. I am part of this NFT community now. It's called NFT Oasis,
Okay. I'm gonna have to
and
write that
these are
down.
just some guys that are building this VR world where you're able to connect
Yeah.
with other people, and they're pushing very hard for diverse
Yeah.
cultures.
Yeah.
And I made some friends there. One of the founders is a singer from LA,
Mm,
and he has his amazing band. And yeah, that's pretty rad people that are the founders of this platform.
yeah.
So I got to connect. I got to get to know different art, and was just looking at an African guy just before the interview, but I had to quit because you were waiting for me. So I didn't get to hear the whole story. But yeah, he designed these African masks, and they had a meaning connected to his own family back there.
Mm.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think it's
But,
like you said, it's such a great way of learning uh, just different cultures and,
mhm.
the nuances and the intricacies of just, like I said, animation like Luca, just the intricacies of this style of animation and that region. I think that's how we all tend to kind of get connected more. is, learning more about just the little nuances that are different, but yet still makes us all the same. We're all still part of the same family.
Yeah, because I think ultimately what is that, uh, how do we get better as human beings? Just opening up our minds, get to know more
Yeah,
of everything. And I think the worst in us is when we are ignorant and we don't know.
yeah, yeah,
That's when shit happens.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, things are slowly changing.
yeah.
And there are some communities such as this one that are trying to shake the industry, whatever industry it is, and to connect. And yeah, just I think the big highlight of these past 2 years has been just the connecting thing for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, with the pandemic and the way we've all had to now, like I said, isolate, but still, how do we be connected with each other?
Yeah, even though I was isolating, I got to know more
Yeah.
because I could spend more hours in front of the computer on the internet talking to people online, people far far away in different continents. And yeah, it helped me to widen up my vision, my friendship. Yeah, I made so many friends such
Oh,
as yourself.
definitely. Like I said, the
And I
internet's.
don't mean friend just because you are in my friend list.
Yeah.
Friend because I talk to these people every other day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And like I said, the internet has made it such a small world. I wouldn't have, ordinarily in any other situation, had the opportunity to meet somebody like you and build a friendship with someone like you had we not connected and started talking. So I think, like I said, that's the great thing about the internet. It allows you, if you aren't able to travel and go to different
Mhm.
places, it allows you to meet different people and get
Yeah.
connected with different people and build relationships.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Our favorite activity until COVID happened was to travel. So the money we earn, that we spend in traveling mostly. We don't do much else, to be honest. And not being allowed to do that, yeah, we stay home and we went online and we discovered other ways, other worlds.
good.
And I must say, it sped up the process of connecting and get to know people
Yeah, a lot
a
more,
lot.
a lot more.
Yeah, of course.
How would you say your girlfriend has bettered your skill set since she's in the industry doing it as well? How do you feel like she's helped kind of sharpen what you do and made what you do better?
Mhm. Hello, Michael. He's late.
Yeah, yeah, you're super late, man.
We are done, Michael. Hello, man.
Oh man, you're super late, Michael. He said we're done.
Yeah. Next time we won't let you in, Michael.
I might
But
have to
going
go
back,
with him, little brother. I appreciate that, Mike, man. I appreciate that, little bro. Like I
yeah.
said,
Oh, by the way, Michael, do you know what I had to do to keep up with his setup? Because look at him, he got kick-ass lighting, sound, video quality as well. I had to move my whole setup into my living room to be able to have a decent background, decent lighting from the windows from the outside, or else I would sound echoing in a dark room and ugly. So yeah, I had to keep up with him, and it's not holding still.
he has
Look
a
at that.
great setup, man. I appreciate that, Mike. Like I said, I worked super hard. Everybody that's just joining in, I'm sitting down with my very special guest and friend, Mr. Pietro Berto, character artist for sure. We're just picking with our friend Michael here because he came in late. So, but that's okay, bro.
We can start over. Let's start over. Come on.
Oh man. Mike. You see.
Oh wait, it didn't hear anything, so we also have to say again what we just said.
Let me see. My reception is terrible on the location I'm in. I didn't hear what y'all said. Okay. Well, you're going to have to watch the replay because we were talking about you kind of bad there, Mike. But, we love you.
We were talking shit about you, Mike.
you know I love you, man. You know I love you, little bro. I appreciate that. Miss Maggie, have he done any movie work? I'm sure you've worked on some movie projects, huh?
Yeah, movie.
He might not be
I
able
worked
to.
on. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I
might
think
not be able to say,
90% of my work is
Yeah.
still NDA.
Yeah.
I asked the company if I could say something, but I can't.
Nah.
But I'd be working. I am a Framestore now.
Yeah.
So I'm working on pretty big movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll get to know something more toward the end of the year.
We're definitely going to have him back on once all that stuff is released. But
of course.
Maggie, but that is the kind of typical thing most, and I know, which is why I don't tend to ask about current stuff that designers are working on, because I know.
Well, one trailer came out yesterday, just one trailer, but it's a Netflix movie, so there is not much VFX going on. It is a Jason Momoa movie. It is called Sweet Girl, and the trailer just came out yesterday.
Yeah.
So I can say I just worked on Jason Momoa himself, the Digidouble.
Oh, the digital. He has a digital double in there.
Yeah, for the more action scene.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a lot of Maggie, a lot of designers and artists are under NDA, so they can't really talk about a lot of the current movies or projects that they're working on. But rest assured, at Framestore, he's working on some big movie projects for sure.
Yeah, I wish I could say.
And trust me, I wish I could pretty much, but definitely, like I said, checking out his work, you cannot help but know that he does some serious design work there. And like I said, I'm just always blown away by people and talented artists such as you and Michael that can just sit there. Mike, I'm sorry, I'm still working to try and get through ZBrush. So what can I say? I don't know.
Well, yeah. Even the game I worked on while in the UK, it is still not out yet. So I have nothing to show about that game as well. I can say what the game is. It is Dead Island 2. It is a big zombie game.
Yeah.
Which looks dope.
So is that another thing that kind of gets you that, like I said, a lot of these movie projects and things stretch over a long time. And then, like you said, with games, you may work on it and it may not come out for a couple of years. Is that a hard thing to
make it 5?
5 years. That's a long time. And then
game productions nowadays are quite long.
Yeah. But man, and that's, I guess, the thing that kind of gets me is that games are so much almost as cinematic as some movies. The things that they're doing now. Is it challenging working on projects that are years in the making sometimes?
It is challenging mentally because you are working on a project for so long. So it is quite hard to hold on for so many years doing the same project and not being able to show anything.
Yeah.
So you must be quite committed to it. But yeah, but you have a lot of fun. I got to you get to see the story of the game evolving, and along with the writers, because you also have most of the times you have the writers themselves in the studio, so you also get to talk to them about a certain scene or how things are going, and you see things evolving, shifting, changing. And yeah, you can even help with that. Back in the UK, while working on that game, I had a very good friend of mine, which was one of the main writer, and he told me a couple of times, "Oh, you inspired me about writing this thing." Oh, wow, that felt so cool. So, and yeah, it's very cool to be part of a project in that manner and having your voice heard. So yeah, it's like a little child. You see him growing till the
Yeah.
final stage. Yeah, it's your little creature.
Gotcha. Well, you
So
also
yeah, it's cool.
mentor at the Think Tank online school. Tell us a little bit about how you got into that.
Oh, that's quite of a short story. They approached me. They asked me if I want to mentor. I said yes. That's it.
Mentoring them. These are the others.
No, because they have their student course, which is in steps. You have the first block, second block, third block, and then you have kind of a final reel you have to present.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be helping the students that would like to work with me, that will pick me, to build their final piece as a presentation for the graduation, let's say. And there are, of course, different branches. Even there's character art, features art, game, environments,
Yeah.
animation. So I will specifically help the students, the want my help in building their final graduation piece.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about that,
Yeah.
because being able to help someone in that manner is very gratifying, I think.
Yeah. So
I,
what would be the biggest thing or the biggest lesson that you would hope to get across to them, being in the industry? I mean, are you kind of not only looking at their work, but kind of
Mhm.
prepping them to how it really is in the industry, working at a studio on big, like you said, the pressure. It's rewarding work, but the pressure is a lot.
Mhm. Yeah, the pressure is a lot, but yeah, we all go through
Yeah.
about the kind of pressure. So we will all have to face it in one job or another. So we'll be part of the work industry itself forever. So yeah, you just get to get your skin thicker.
Is
But yeah, as I told you before, I put a lot of emphasis on the human skills
yeah.
more than the technical skills. Uh, Technicalities you can learn a week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, but how to behave with other people, how to be polite, how to even think and plan your work, how to approach a certain project. I put more importance to that itself. I mean, if you think you're not good enough, you'll get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it will be a little bit harder if you're a shitty person to become a nicer person. That's require more. Yeah,
And I found
that.
that's the biggest thing that studios really look at a lot, how well you get along with other people,
Mm,
and how
yeah.
well you
Oh,
work
they
with
put a
other
lot
people.
of importance to
Yeah,
that.
they
I
put
mean,
a lot of
recruiters
importance.
themselves, that's a key point, because basically you are hiring someone, you're letting him in your family,
Yeah.
because it's a family nowadays. Are even more important in smaller studios. You are letting someone in that could jeopardize the whole environment, the whole friendship, the whole productivity of the team.
Yeah.
So showing that you have what it takes, not only artistically or technically, but as a person, that's I would put that alone on the first spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
if you don't have that skill, you're most likely not hireable.
Hmm.
So yeah, even if you're a really good artist, but if you bring uh,
Negative habit,
yeah, negativity
negative
or
energy,
something
or
bad
yeah,
into the team, it's not gonna work.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
So
heard that
yeah,
a lot.
skills, even studios themselves, they can train artists. I mean, I went to a real engine class this morning because the Framestore is helping us to learn whatever we want, and they're supporting us with this Unreal Engine course,
Hmm.
which I love to take. And I just had my first lesson this morning as an attendant, of course. So
Yeah,
I got to learn new stuff, and they teach us new stuff every day. You get better with every project you do. But yeah, if you can't behave in a team and if you have a negative attitude, that's never going to work in any team,
yeah,
in any country. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you were in the game. You were doing gaming before. What were you using? Unity? What system? What
Unreal.
Unreal?
Yeah, I was using Unreal, but yeah, my tasks were very limited to just importing, setting up the character, play with whatever I had there already, and that's it. Now it has been 2 or 3 years. I don't open Unreal again, and they've done huge steps ahead. I kind of want to dive into it more seriously to be
Yeah,
able to do some more real time now with the metahuman stuff. Do you know they have a character builder with already facial blend shapes built into it,
yeah,
and basically you can just mock up your facial animation with if you have an iPhone or something, which I don't have yet, but let's
yeah.
see.
Well, it's
Uh,
amazing what they're doing with
yeah.
Unreal. Like I said, the Mandalorian is a big
Mm.
thing, and how they're using Unreal and that game engine just in filming and visual production. So
Yeah, virtual sets are a big thing now.
yeah,
Yeah, they speed up the process a lot, so it is faster. It also means it's cheaper, and you can do more. So yeah, of course, it's the direction we're heading to.
well, do you find it easy for you um, to kind of pick up different software, or the technical side of the software? Is that a easier for you? You feel, or do you struggle with it, or have your challenges with it?
Yeah, the older I get, the more I struggle with softwares, but because they get more and more complicated. But yeah, the pitfall it could be is just learning too many, which
Yeah,
you don't need, so you can get so confused. And it is what I was before in the beginning. I literally had nobody to tell me, oh, this is the right tool to use for this task and stuff. So me myself, I wasted kind of a lot of time figuring out in the beginning what to do, because yeah, I loved CG and everything related, but I still didn't know I wanted to do characters for a living. So in the beginning, I thought, oh, animation is so cool, but also I wanted to be also a matte painter with Photoshop and stuff.
yeah,
So I was really confused. I bought tons of books, and yeah, I think it's pretty common for a rookie, for a new starter, to want to know a bit of everything.
yeah,
But that's kind of dangerous, because for someone like myself, I wasted kind of a lot of time just figuring out what I wanted to do.
yeah,
There is so much, and you cannot do everything,
yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah. And there's a lot
if you
of
want to do
road.
it at a certain level.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of avenues that you can go
Mm.
down in this industry, and I get kind of like you, or kind of like you were. It's like you want to do so many different things, but you know you can't touch every
Yeah.
piece, in it.
yeah. That's why I married an animator, so we can we can join forces. Yeah. So I don't have to learn animation. See.
So she doesn't, but does she like? She doesn't like modeling or sculpting or anything like. She likes to do more the animation stuff. And is that
She
her?
liked to do modeling as well. She did also a little modeling, compositing before,
Okay, okay,
but eventually she found her own path, which is animation.
I
Yeah.
got you, got you, got you. And that in and of itself is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. It is because every single one of these disciplines is so fragmented itself.
Yeah,
There are skills into skills, and yeah, you can fragment it in infinite ways.
got you, got you. Well, like I said, if you're just jumping in, we've been having a great conversation with my guest and friend, Mr. Pietro Berto. You definitely, if you haven't jumped in earlier, definitely want to make sure that you check out the work that I highlighted from him. Just kind of one last question, Pietro. If you could go back to and stand in front of your younger self, what would be the one thing that you would tell yourself?
Okay, I know this one. Invest in bitcoins. No, I'm kidding. But
A
yeah,
lot of people said that
maybe
best.
maybe nothing because I got to be on this where I am right now
Yeah,
because I did many different things. So yeah, maybe it had to go this way.
yeah.
So yeah, other than Bitcoin, nothing to be honest.
He'd be much further along financially
Oh yeah,
wise for sure.
yeah. I mean, if I really did that, I wouldn't have the problem to need to choose a job to pick a job. I could do anything.
Well, like you said, it had to go the way it went. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be who you are today. Um, Pietro, like I said, I'm so thankful that you taking a little bit of your time to be on the show and be a part of the Color Emotion family. I always thanking you for our friendship and just the work that you do. I'm always amazed at, and so looking forward to seeing what's going to come out of Framestore and you for sure.
Thank you so much, man. It is my pleasure to be here with you, to have you along my friends. And yeah, you're doing a kick-ass job, man.
I appreciate
And
that.
yeah, this show looks amazing.
We
You
appreciate
have had really interesting stories, much more interesting than mine, to be honest,
No.
in your show. I've listened quite a few.
No,
So
like I said, yours is just as amazing and interesting as everybody else. And like I said, I've so enjoyed bringing it and sharing it with everybody.
yeah, but as I said, it's so cool to listen to these different stories on your podcast and on your show. And yeah, I didn't know about the Facebook group, so I'm gonna join.
Yes, yes, yes. Everybody, like I said, just to kind of close it out, like I said, I do thank everybody for joining, and I do thank Pietro for being a part of the show. Um, if you could hang out for just a few minutes while I back, in the green room while I close it out, I definitely love to, like I said, thank you again. While I, close out the show, I would appreciate it there, Pietro.
Yeah, of course, the after party. Yeah.
The after party. Again, everybody, please help me thank my good friend. We're definitely going to have him back once a lot more of the Framestore projects are made public and he can come on and talk about them. have him back on the show. So I'm super excited when that happens. But everybody, please help me thank my good friend, Mr. Pietro Berto.
Thank you so much, man.
Hang on for just 1 second there, Pietro, in the green room, and I'll be while I close this out.
Thank you so much.
Guys, it's been like I said, a great show. I appreciate Mr. Pietro being the first guest for Color of Motion. Like I said, 2.0. I hope you have enjoyed, like I said, not only the show, but just the new look of it and the work that I've kind of put in it to really make it a great show for you and entertaining for you. I definitely want to make sure I give that wow factor to the show and make it entertaining for you for sure. Again, make sure that you jump on over, like I said, a few of the newer things that we're going to be unrolling in the next couple of weeks. Is the Color of Motion website will be up in a few weeks, so we'll definitely be sharing some of the new swag items and new products that pertain to the show there. Some industry news, more show notes of the guests on the site. Also, we are definitely planning on unveiling and rolling out audio versions of the show that will be available on all the audio podcasts as well. So those will be coming out in the next week or so. But the Facebook group is ready now that you can join and be a part of the community. Like I said, facebook.com/groups/ the color of motion. Make sure you hop on over, join the group, be engaged in it. We're going to be sharing industry news there, doing contests and giveaways with a lot of the swag items that we're going to be bringing in. Definitely, like I said, in the next couple of weeks, the broadcast will be broadcast from there as opposed to my personal page. So, a new Instagram page is coming out. So, we got a lot of great new things coming out for the show. Also, make sure that you follow and connect with me on all my channels. All of them right here. You can connect with me on all my channels there. Also, before I forget, as well, I definitely want to be sharing my good friend's contact info. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I think it's on a different scene. But I will be sharing info. Hold on. Yeah. Where you can connect with Pietro on all his social channels. Also, I do encourage people, if you are checking out on LinkedIn or Facebook, I always highly suggest that you go over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Don Terrell. Give it a thumbs up. Comment on some of the videos. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification. You definitely want you to be a part of the community. Also, we put together a tip jar. If you are so inclined to help us support the show, you can donate a few dollars here and there. That helps us continue to level up the show. We're going to be looking for some sponsors to really that align with the show and really help us to, like I said, level up the show for sure. And if you do, we will be giving you a shout out. This is how we'll be giving you a shout out. Big thank you. We'll be putting your name up and letting you know, like I said, your name could be here. Support the show. We definitely are going to be continuing to level it up and make big things happen. So we definitely want you to be a part of the show for sure. So with that, like I said, this was uh, I was kind of worried whether this was gonna come off right. I've been working on this for a while, so you never know how it's going to come out. So I thought it came out great. I thought Pietro did a great job. The studio, like I said, looks, I think, pretty good. So definitely make sure that you join the show next week. We are going to have, it's going to be a first for me, two guests on, two sisters, Chantel and Danielle Gabriel, animation and television screenwriter and 2D digital artist from, I'm going to play this again. 2D digital artist from Dual Tales Studio will be on the show next week. So, like I said, super excited to have my first two guests on the show. So, that's going to be a great show. So, make sure that you tune in to that for sure. Well, I'm going to close this show and call this one a wrap. Like I said, I thought this was a great start to the Color of Motion 2.0. And I want to thank you for joining me each and every week. And I want to thank you for being a part of the Color of Motion community. So with that, have a great rest of the day. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Let me make sure. Hope I will see you next week. Well, hold on. Yep. Always a hiccup. Always a hiccup. I appreciate everybody being a part of this video files. And we're going to just have to end the show. Okay. Color motion. Okay. So let's see if I can find this here. Overlays. And I'm not able to. So let's just end the show. Okay. Overlay. Okay. I appreciate everybody bearing with me. There's a hiccup of course, in the first show. So it's not letting me. Okay, let's see. Intro. Sorry.